I don't know why they always talk to myself. Why something is wrong. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, good and morning, good and morning, good and morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Wherever you are joining me from, whoever you are, whatever you is, welcome to the planet Earth. I bring tidings from Irving, Texas. As usual, we talk politics and nothing more but politics and politics. So today, in no go different. Today, we get time plenty. A lot is happening. But as soon as I turn on the computer, trying to set shit up, and this is the first news that hit my face. Boom! And I was like, holy crap. Yeah, it's happened like literally 3 minutes ago. And they come with verse before. I was angry that notice I don't they warn people. I don't they warn people. Kulata is at the top of that people that I'm warning. Kulata. You are at the top of the people I'm warning. You people stay away from us also. Stay away from that hidden treasure. Stay away. We don't want unauthorized people just barging into our hidden treasure like that. It's dangerous. Mona, behave. Kulata, you are at the top of it, and uh, yeah, forgive me, man. Forgive me. You can soon come up nice. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to mispronounce your name. So that's it. No verse, bitch. That's the dilemma model. No. I think it's not about dilemma model now. It's not about dilemma model. But the obedience. No una one una candidate for Edo State. To stay away from my village. We don't play. We don't play like that. Let me tell you what I'm complaining about. Let me show you guys what I'm complaining about. It's not something that I take lightly, okay? Especially when you don't have any business being there. But anyway, here we go.
So I fell in love with Ososo from the very first day I came here. It's such a, it's a hidden secret, you know. Nobody knows about this. I decided and I told my people that when we come today, we must come up here. I wanted to show this to the rest of our team. Many people are watching our campaigns on social media, so I wanted to take this opportunity to show this to the world, that in Edo State, we have a location that is breathtaking like this. It's a jewel. You know what I mean? These are the images that people should see, that there's such hidden potential here. So you have my guarantee. Ososo will be transformed. We will make sure that it becomes a mecca for tourists around the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see that hidden treasure. You see that hidden treasure. It's a secret that we don't know they show to. We don't welcome anybody just like that. So obedient, Mona one what do you think they call him? What do they call that man? We never invited him and he's not invited. We say he want turn our paradise to what? No. Politicians stay away. I think we have what it takes to do our anyway. That's on the side anyway, but that's where yours truthful came from. That's my abode. That's those all those rock when it shows me. Those are my playing grounds. So kudos. One day, I will lead my community down to my abode, and there are little hidden places that it's not seen. But anyway, I know that's not why we are here today. We are here to talk about Kenya, and what the Gen Z in particular, what they are doing. Man. I don't understand. I am it's still unfolding. So I'm celebrating. I'm happy. I'm rooting for them. But let's get it done, man. Let's get it done. I'm with you, Kenya. But before we get into today's story, right? The Kenyans are asking for, I think, four cardinal things, right? The Kenyans are asking for like four major things that I think I am aware of, right? The first is the bill, which is gone, cabinet gone, Ruto want him gone, and the electoral act, electoral commission, just have our own INEC, which is the EBC. We'll get into all that. They want that be dissolve and restructure. And the last but not the least, they want the ambassador, American ambassador who's right there resident in Kenya, be gone. I mean, man, come on, man. You just have to give it to these young fellas. But anyway, let's before I bring that story out, I can't help but to just comment on this our I don't know. There's so many ways to describe Wale Soyinka, but a man who is 90 years old, I mean, you can't hate. You can only wish and pray you get to that age and be sound and healthy as him. First of all, so that alone deserves everything. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is something we should talk about maybe another day. If this is really the best, does Wale Soyinka is it the most deserving Nigeria within that literary society to actually be named national theater after? That's something. That's a question I want us to deal with, but maybe not today. Maybe not today. Maybe tomorrow because I literally just saw this headline. So we go talk about this, right? Is it the right Nigerian? I mean, there are a lot of great Nigerians who has, came before him, see here and all that kind of stuff. Is it the guy? Or is this an act of what I've been talking about? If you no get power, anything where you get, now give you, bam. My people, they no get power all this while. This is what I mean. They no get power all this while. Well, passenger came, it's not their kind anyway. But as soon as they are in power, boom, boom, they begin that. Anyway, make I no set the president. Let's go to. There's an article here. I have a couple of videos I will play to to strengthen our conversation today. I use our. I don't know what. I'll still post the link. I'll still post the link. Um, I will have a couple of video clips from Kenya that I'm going to play that will give us a direction. So let me set it up. I'm sorry. It's coming. Yes, sir. Now, so let's put the professor aside and we will dive into the nitty-gritty. Moses, I greet you. They are doing well over here. I greet you. 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 I greet you, Moses. Um, should I go to the article first before playing videos, or where do I start from? I've got packed. The show is packed today, but first of all, let me put up the link. If people who have one or two things to say about the today conversation should come up. So let me go to the article. Let me go to the article to start our day with. I'll be make I play. I'll be make I start with videos first. Now, I'll start with video first. This is from the Standard. This is Standard. This is Kenyan newspaper. It said two down, more coming as Gen Z pushes on as well. Let me not be selfish. Let me not make it about me. Let me go. Let me not make it about me so that we can. So most of our discussion will center around this piece. Around this piece, let me put it. So our land, our heritage. So two down, more coming as Gen Z pushes on. This was today, but about a couple of hours ago in Kenya. Kenya. I love Kenya, by the way. I love Kenya. I've been to Kenya and nothing but love. But before even visiting Kenya, I think I roommate with Kenyans in Qatar for 2 years. And they are some of the most original Africans you can ever, deal with. Anyway, and that was 2007. Something similar to was also going on at the time. The first time I actually get to meet Kenyans out with, by the way, live with them in Qatar for 2 years, we live in the same house. That was when Rally Odinga and is it Rally Odinga Moke back here? Or yeah, we were going there together at that time. We can know me Zimbabwe and Kenya together. But listen, I'm Moke back here, and yeah, it's still Rally Odinga. Anyway, let's do this. So there's a two down, more to go. Who would have thought that the online activism by the Gen Z through TikTok and X, formerly in Twitter, could topple a finance bill and set an entire cabinet packing? Not many, surely, but we say not. I don't register for this. What should leave me alone? One of the rest. No, I pay for this. I pay for this. No, I don't pay for it. No, it's my problem. Taking me to another news entirely. This is not what I wanted. All right, let's. Oh, sorry, guys. One and this. Maybe we should start with give to us. What is wrong with these guys? Nothing. Just first of all, I like this. Let's begin with this.
They have to redo it. Hmm. How come they see me on camera?
That was what was linking us to the life. Royal Media iko na pesa mingi, kampuni mzima.
We have a chairman of PAC here. It's a small issue. He's also the minority leader. Between those two gentlemen, I'm sure they can get you something.
Defraying the cost.
Yes. Iko sawa? Okay, thank you very much, members of the media. As always, we appreciate you are coming at short notice to cover our press statements. So this is a statement of the ODM Central Management Committee, which held its meeting this morning to review the current affairs in the country. This meeting is taking place against a backdrop of continuing protests against the government across the country, the rejection of the Finance Bill 2024, the dismissal of the entire cabinet yesterday, and the offer by President William Ruto for consultation across different sectors and political formations with a view to forming, in his own words, a broad-based inclusive government that can assist in transforming Kenya. We stand ready to support the country come up with measures that can restore lasting peace and stability and address the long-standing issues like unemployment, the unending search for justice and equality, fighting corruption, negative ethnicity in our national life, instilling a tradition of meritocracy in appointment to public office, and ending the unfair and punitive economic and taxation policies. This conversation, in our view, must come ahead of other conversations on the structure of our national governance going forward. As a party, ODM has never shied away from stepping up and having difficult conversations whenever the destiny of our nation is at stake. Indeed, it is said that it is in times of crisis that leadership emerges. The emerging issues and the urgent need to address them is not about rescuing the Kenya Kwanza regime or indeed William Ruto. The nation is bigger than and distinct from any one of us. We see this as a chance to rescue our nation and pull it back from the precipice. We therefore welcome these developments in the hope that they will mark the beginning of honest and earnest efforts to address the myriad issues expressed by disappointed and angry youths and a huge segment of the Kenyan population. As a party, we shall not fear to engage with the country, and when we do, we shall not do that in fear. We believe in fighting injustice and dictatorship in all their manifestations because we believe we believe every single member of the country has a right to hold opinions, to express those opinions, and to be heard. This entire crisis was precipitated by a failure to listen to each other. It cannot be resolved by that same attitude. There is no table that ODM will not go to if the destiny of our nation is the main agenda. ODM will also not object to the presence of any other person or group of people on that table, no matter how outrageously different their view of the world is from ours. In order to, in order for all of us to have this national conversation, we call on the government to take certain immediate steps to create the necessary environment for those talks. The decision to fire his cabinet was a good start in our view, but the feeling across the country is that there still exists an atmosphere of fear that makes it impossible for people to speak freely. Ruto must immediately fire the Inspector General of Police, the Nairobi Police Commander, and apprehend all police officers implicated in the murders of the over 200 innocent Kenyans in peaceful protests since last year. We also call for a national amnesty for all persons arrested or charged in connection with protests and compensation for all the victims of police brutality. Time is of the essence, fellow countrymen. I thank you, and that is the end of the statement.
ODM, that's the Orange Democratic Party in Kenya. But he made mention of that the Inspector General must be fired. As we speak, the man is gone already. The Inspector General has already been, he has already taken out his resignation letter. He has resigned and is gone. So this, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I'm happy because where are we going to get to this point, Nigerians? Right? If you listen to the man carefully, he said that all this could have been avoided if only the leaders listen. And that's exactly what is wrong with our own leaders in Nigeria. They don't listen. Everybody is complaining about their lifestyle, the way they govern it. They don't listen. It will come to a point whereby the mass itself will not be ready to listen. And that's exactly where Kenya publics are now. The Kenyan young people think enough is enough. We've been screaming, we've been shouting, we've been calling you guys are not listening. But at this point, we too, we no one here again. We are no longer listening. This is what we want happen, and it has to happen. I mean, if there's a power belongs to the people, democracy is of the people and all that crap. The people that put you there, they will not want you again. This is unprecedented anywhere in the world, whereby you see young people rise and say, this is enough, and it's actually happening. So there's so much to learn from the Kenyans. History, there's a lot of history and it's repeating itself here, but there's so much to unpack. There's so much to learn about what is going on. So the bill has been withdrawn, the cabinet is gone. Just imagine say, man, Nigerian young people wake up to say, man, enough is enough. And Bolatoni will just say, okay, all the 50, 40, what, 46 ministers, fine. Can that ever happen? Are we ever going to get to the point whereby, yes, I don't know. And it's clearly that Ruto no go survive. It's losing support by the day. Make I bring that article again for us. There's more to unpack in that article than the guy just highlights where they are, but it's coming a little bit too late because the guy is gone. The Inspector General of Police is gone. Ooh, come on. No, so who would have thought? Make I put the links there in case you guys, uh, because it's a long piece. So in case anyone wants to read it on its our own time and pace, you go. So would have who would have thought that the online activism by the Gen Z through TikTok and X, formerly known as Twitter, would topple a finance bill and set an entire cabinet packet? Nobody, maybe except the people who are at the forefront of those who maybe they knew, but outside that, I don't think anybody can predict that because that's never happened before anywhere. Anyway, not many, surely, but here we are with Kenya Gen Z proving that they are not just the future, but very much the present of the nation political landscape. That's the point. They don't tell us, hey, we are the future, we are the future. They say, no, 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 this is the future. The future is computerized. You have no idea what that even means. The Gen Z are saying, no, 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 the future is already here. The future is computerized. The future is information age. You, these old guys, you have no idea. Yes, you have the money and everything, but you guys no idea how the today world works. That's exactly what the Kenyans Gen Z are saying. So if we sit down and cross our legs and look at these old men, they would destroy the little hope that is left. And that little hope, that's what they are inching on. That's what it's giving them. As in, people will say, if you spend time, if you spend so much time among the cowboys, right, you would hear phrase like the last kick of a dying horse. That's exactly what is happening. The Kenyan young people are saying, you know what? All die and I die. We don't want to die, but we came to die. First, their relentless online campaign led to the withdrawal of the controversial Anti-People's Financial Bill 2024. The bill, which many fear will burden the populace with oppressive tax, was brought down by a wave of digital activism primarily orchestrated through platforms like TikTok and X, where so many of the young people top the street. Now, that begs the question again. We, the Nigerian, what do we do with the current technology that is available to us? And most time we allow our personality to overshadow every conversation that is put before us. So how can we even plan? How can we even be on one voice? See, oh, these people started online. Our own online is to insult ourselves, is to counter ourselves, is to take sides among these leaders. That's what we are using the opportunity that is available to us now to do. Kudos to people like Shiore who capitalized on the .com era and bettered Sarah reporters. That changed the news media landscape in Nigeria as we see it today. Kudos to Nnamdi Kanu, who also take advantage of the social media too. And today, history, they say, is still being written. But collectively, we, the young people, what are we doing? The .com era has come and gone. We didn't achieve anything with that. The social media era is far becoming an invention of yesterday. But again, I will not take it away from the answers generation. They took advantage of that and they went all the way. Today, it's a different level entirely. Where AI is coming, how are we going to use this technology to what advantage? For God's sake, these old men have no idea how all this thing works. That's exactly what the Kenyans just proved. That's what the Kenyans just proved. The only thing Nigerians know how to use our social media to do is to gather and give God praise and praise God from morning to night and fast from morning to night and dance from morning to night. This is why I know just the lie. Because I know say if Dr. Damage they watch now, he go see test me, go say, "Cause you all dey hear dey run your mouth. Pastor, what's the name? What do you know that pastor is getting 150, 250,000 live view. Only in Nigeria that a pastor will get more view than any other, even any other platform that you can ever see on Nigeria from that. So you see where we are. We master the act of using the internet to gather together and praise God and pray and pray and pray and pray and pray and pray. Kenyans, they use it the other way around. So let's continue. Soon after this victory, the Gen Z the activists set their sights on President Ruto's cabinet, labeling it incompetence. Does this sound like our own? The funniest thing about Nigeria is that now the leaders they tell us that they are incompetent because every day they keep telling us that the leadership is the problem of Nigeria. Every one of them. Well, guess what? For this one, man, and the people say, come on, this gang of people that you assemble to, they are incompetent. It's glaring to us. And we're not going to allow this slide. There's no way you can carry somebody like Akpabio to be Senate president in Kenya and you expect the people to just look down, just they smile, they follow him. The guy just they do moo, 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 moo. Everybody there they do moo, 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 they follow him. Senate president, the official declaring birthday for a host national stadium. And we follow, we celebrate with him. And you wonder why we are where we are. Now, they demanded his dissolution, a seemingly impossible task that President William Ruto ultimately conceded. Yes, it's always looking possible until it happens, right? So those where they thought, oh, well, they are only asking for, they should focus on asking for one citizen. No, 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 the whole government I then get them. Now their government, they voted for the government. If they wake up overnight and that's they come, oh, everybody should go, so be it. However they choose to do that, so be it. That's the people. This one no be saying na Biafra they ask, on Boko Haram they ask, on militant they ask. No, 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 no. This is the consensus of the people. Yesterday, in our address to the nation at the State House, President Ruto announced the sacking of all the cabinet secretaries, leaving only the deputy president and prime cabinet secretary in place. This marked the second major win for Gen Z in Kenya, an achievement that left many scratching their in disbelief. For real, it has never happened anywhere in the freaking planet. It never happened. What is unfolding before our own eye is revolution at its finest. Revolution at its finest. Those who they see revolution now, this is how it's done. Never achieved no revolution as this much success outside that of civil rights movement of the 60s in America. Maybe that will still be at the top of the success of any revolution, the civil rights of 60s in America, where they faced the most powerful military organization in the world, powerful government in the world, and they took it head on without bullets, without nothing, and they won. That's exactly what this is actually doing. Young people to get out to say, you know what? Well, now always they tell us that we many pass. Young people are the majority. They are 40%. They are 50%. They are 70%. They are so percent across our continent. And that's exactly what they are doing. They are saying, well, if you say we are the majority, well, that means we usher you into power. And as far as I'm concerned, you are not you are not even doing the job to wise so you're fired. Period. You're fired. So indeed, the Gen Z movement that began with them looking harmless, with only humorous memes and viral videos calling the government accountability, the humor quickly gave way to a more serious tone as the youth rallying around the hashtag occupy everywhere. Nigeria dey no gree for anybody. But we don't dey run, they follow our leaders already. We don't dey make case. Eh? Don't they make case for the same people to come back again? Occupy everywhere. Our own slogan don't start in January. No grief for anybody. Alright. Anyway, hashtag Occupy everywhere, demanding transparency and action from their leaders. Their activity has borne fruits with tangible changes that have never been seen before in such a short span of time. That's another thing. Yes, some people lost their life on the streets. But the first aspect is as if the more they shoot or the more they brutalize the protesters, the more they kill them, the more it's as if you are putting fire into it, you are putting fuel into the fire. So the more it is they energize them. There's no way you can stand when you actually went against the constitution, going against humanity and kill your own citizens. People who employ you, you decide to under your watch them being killed, being dishuman and mishandled. Of course, you don't have to. You can't stay. And what they are saying now, not just the cabinet, because the cabinet are lower. You or guy, you gotta go. The dissolution of the cabinet is a testament to the power of collective action. There's no way. You gotta put our differences aside and come together and get shit done. That's it. In Kenya, they have the Kukuyus, the Kalenjis, the Fulani, the Kalenjis, the Kukuyus. They have all sorts of tribes. As I said, 2007 was another episode over election. So no be today. So they understand the power of collectivism. You just have to. That's how it's done by number. Even when it started with something as seemingly trivial as a social media campaign, remind me of three people tweeting in the room, become a tsunami of 6 point something million. You get that? Even Kimori, a youth leader, commented on the achievements of the Gen Z and the cabinet reshuffle, saying that their relentless push has led to significant political shifts. Correct. Unprecedented. Gen Z relentlessly pushed for the change has led to a significant political shift, including yesterday cabinet dissolution. Their demand and reshaping our political landscape and the government's response shows the undeniable power of our generation, Kimura said. However, the Gen Z activists are not resting on their laurel despite the achievement. Mbano, we're all going all the way. You've killed us already. You started killing us. What's the point in taking back? You kill one, that's it. You just have to kill everybody. If you kill one, kill everybody. If not, you got to get to the finish line. That's exactly what they are saying. You got to get to the finish. You have to finish our job. You started killing us anyway. So what's the point? They are continuing to push for okay. They continue to push to put more demand on their government. On their government. Come on, come on, come on! Don't do this. Make I begin go conspiratorial and I say they play with me. Oh man. So let's see and see what are the demands. What's going on there? Pay for this newspaper. Why are they doing me like this? Oh, bastardizing me with ads. It's not free. Oh, it is. Pay power I pay for now, and they take me to pay that way. What are you talking about? See, standard. I pay for you guys, man. Enemy of progress, not freedom. I will sue them. But yes, these guys saying they are not going back until they get to the finish line, which the finish line here means that the whole cabinet, everybody that they voted for should go. Now, let me show you another a clip that tell you how serious. So the the IG has resigned. If you remember, these are some of their demands. Again, talking about history. These people they don't
Accordingly,
fuck around.
in accordance with the powers conferred upon me under the Constitution of Kenya, I have directed that the offices of all ministers and all assistant ministers become vacant. Consequently, the occupants of the said offices cease to hold their respective offices with the immediate effect. A reconstituted government will be in place within 2 weeks.
I have today, in line with the powers given to me by Article 1521 and 1525B of the Constitution and Sections 12 of the Office of the Attorney General's Act, decided to dismiss with immediate effect all the Cabinet Secretaries and Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, of the Cabinet of Kenya, except the Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs, and of course, the Office of the Deputy President is not affected in any way. I will immediately engage in extensive consultations across different sectors and political formations and other Kenyans, both in public and private, with the aim of setting up a broad-based government
Kenyans, as the American would say, don't fuck around.
There we have it. President William Ruto has taken
Then
the drastic, and as far as I'm aware,
that was
Accordingly,
Mwai Kibaki.
in
I was talking about
accordance
it.
with the powers
This is Mwai
conferred
Kibaki,
upon me,
the first time to dissolve his cabinet. So what just happened is not news per se. As I said earlier, they get experience. They've been in these trenches before, so they know the danger of stopping halfway. This is what we dream of to have in Nigeria. Look at them.
There's been a call of other things. I hear I don't know if the cabinet has been dissolved or stuff like that. That is like putting balm on a wound. What we demand, and what I personally think is ready to happen, is that the entire Kenya Kwanza administration, led by Mr. Ruto, must vacate power. The call that Ruto must go is not an idle call. It's a call whose time has come. It's a call whose time has come. Mr. Ruto told us that criminals were on the streets. He has not produced a single criminal. You cannot be told lies every day.
Senator Omtata.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Just have your seat. I made myself very clear on how we are going to conduct ourselves during debate on this motion. In as much as we suspended points of order, I said, let us be responsible in the way we debate and let us be factual. You cannot call the president Mr. Ruto. This is not a Kamkunji. This is the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. Proceed.
Okay, I can call him Dr. Ruto. And, President Ruto, I'm finishing. Dr. Ruto, His Excellency the President.
Yeah, like wahala.
But he never ceased being a minister, so
Like
all those titles
wahala.
are applied to him.
That's the sign that the
If my English
president
is
is
correct.
gone. It's not a thing.
So I'm demanding that President Ruto vacates office as the only honorable thing to do. He's unable to balance a budget. He has collapsed. Everything around him is collapsing. So you cannot say that his juniors should bear the burden. The ball stops with him, and the call that President Ruto must go is a call that must be applied. And as they say, a fish begins rotting with the head. So, and among my people, they say, a river does not flow higher than its source. And when you look at the sun, you must blink. Justice is crying out. Our children have died. Something that has never happened in this country. The president has called them criminals. And the president cannot continue sitting in power when the children have died. And he said you do anything at whatever cost. When the Constitution says you can't do anything at whatever cost. So my call is to associate my voice with those who are saying that the president vacates office. There's no room for all these things we are doing here, and we start off with a new slate. Mr. Speaker, sir, anything less than that will not avenge the blood that has been spilled on our streets. A street that is hallowed, a street that is recognized in the Constitution as an arena for engaging politically. As the arena whereby when this institution fails, the people of Kenya invoke Article 1 and go to engage. When you desecrate such a venue, you don't do anything. There's not even a call that these things should be investigated. Instead, they're trying to say that we go and have dialogue to assage, to see how to distort what is happening, to do whatever, to see how. I just look at these people like prison guards who are fighting for who becomes the chief warden. Then they learn that there's a prison break. So they all forget about what they were fighting for. They say the first thing we must do is to ensure that this prison is not destroyed. Because their business is the prison. Their business is to keep the people in the prison. So they are now coalescing, forgetting about the fight they were having, who becomes the chief warden. Now they are saying the prison must be kept intact. We are not going to allow that. This country has moved. The government that has to govern this country must govern by law. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I reiterate my words that if really the president values this country, he should do the honorable thing, fall on his sword. President Ruto, fall on your sword and retain, if you have to retain in order. And retain in.
Well, 1 minute, you wind up your thoughts, Senator Mtata. Just 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. What I was saying is that, like in the old days of the Roman soldiers, when they felt that they had brought dishonor to the country, and they were even, the dishonor was so bad that they could not even let another person kill them, they fell on their swords and died. That's the only way they regained their honor. And the only way Ruto can regain in honor is for him to fall on his sword and let the Kenya Kwanza administration die, so that Kenya can have a new beginning. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you.
Kenya Kwanza, Kenya Kwanza. Ah, no, man.
Naam, wengi
I wish
wao
you have
walikuwa
this kind of speeches during NSAS. But anyway, we see her now. These are people, serious people. These are serious people who know what they want, how to get it. As I said, they are not. They've been there before, so. From the mass speech, you can tell everything. The way he started addressing the president, he called him Mr. Ruto. Can I call him Dr. Ruto? Yeah, he's the president, but still doesn't stop me. You can tell that the man, as far as they are concerned, Ruto is gone. He was just here to make caricature of the whole process. He's happy as shit. Rightly so. I will be too if I'm in his situation. If I'm in his shoe, I will be happy too. So kudos. Nigga show now this this young
atusikize
man.
juu kula bado ziko kwa mfuko na 2027 bado inakuja. Asante kwa hayo.
Na
Serikali ya vijana,
we are waiting for calling for pressure the government.
serikali ya vijana, mtu wangu president, hii ni serikali ya vijana.
This is
Ukiweka vijana wawili
my
watatu hapo tutafurahia kama sisi wa
comrades and
majenzi.
friends.
Asante.
Naam, asante sana. Let me speak to this gentleman here. Your name, please, sir, and you were one of those that were at the forefront of the Gen Z-led protest here in Nyeri County. What's your feeling? How do you feel as one who pressured the government to do reforms in its way of administration?
First of all, my name is Ed Gitonga. I am a resident in Nyeri. Indeed, you're right that I was part of the demos. Now, here's the thing. What's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Now, we were calling for reforms, but it's like what the president has done is just a smoke and mirrors show. Why? There is one unconstitutional office that he has left out, which is the office of Musalia Mudavadi. And also, there are other bodies in his government that are really not working. We are waiting for him to announce that EACC has been abolished completely because EACC is not even working. We are waiting for him to tell us that indeed Koome is out of the job because currently some of our comrades, they are currently being abducted. Others are not even known where they are. Yet Koome is on the job. Now, my question is, why the hell have you left actually some of them who are very incompetent? Now, I'm going to advise you, President Ruto, on one thing. For example, look at an example of CS Nakumicha versus CS Mutahi Kagwe. Look at the professionalism between those two and ask me who was working and who was not.
Yeah.
If you really want your government to work, you need to listen to us. And please stop being ignorant. I'm saying that with all due respect because it's not that you didn't know that it wasn't working. It's only that you had to wait for us to speak.
Yes. And Gitonga, has the president started listening?
Well, all I can say is he's trying to. He's not yet listened because if indeed he has listened, we have 12 demands. Very easy, very quick. The next thing that we want you to do, Mr. President, a dissolve parliament. We throw these people out so that they know that the power belongs to the people. As per Constitution, Article 1, the sovereign power belongs to the people. Ndio wajue kwamba it's not you, it is us. So, Bwana President, kindly listen to us. Toa EACC, toa Koome, na bunge uvunje, we get new leadership. We want change. We want you to work.
Asante Gitonga, nizungumza na mkazi mwingine hapa wa Nyeri. Kwa majina unaitwa nani? Hatua ya rais imekufurahisha wewe kama mkazi wa Nyeri?
Kwa majina Peter Kariuki, ningesema kwamba mawaziri ambao walikuwa mwanzo walikuwa wazuri, lakini si wazuri kabisa. Maana tunahitaji watu wako na hekima. Maana sisi wa Kenya tunahitaji watu ambao watatuongoza na hekima iliyo juu. So naomba serikali itaundwa watu wako na hekima ya kutuongoza.
Na pengine ungetaka
Guys, sorry, I have to go. I have to leave for work. We'll do this again in the next couple of hours. Dr. I see you. Well done. I beg. I know it's just a call. Moses, indeed, We will talk. I have to go to work right now, and I'll be back in the next couple of hours, 3, 4, 5 hours. Until then, ciao, ciao.